Our story begins in a hidden valley cradled between old hills, where the stars lean close and the wind carries the scent of earth after rain. There, beneath the long sigh of midnight, nestled between stone paths and sloping ivy walls, rests a garden almost no one remembers except for the herbs and the woman who listens to them. Her name is Bryony. She is the keeper of forgotten names, a sleepy herbalist with hands stained by petals and sap, and a voice that rarely rises above a whisper. Every evening, just as the last birds hush their song, she opens the creaky gate of her moonlit garden, carrying a small lantern shaped like a teardrop, its flame soft and golden, barely disturbing the quiet. The garden sighs in welcome. Chamomile leans toward her in greeting, its white and yellow faces glowing gently like stars. Tansy hums beneath her fingers, remembering the ancient ways it once eased fevers and fright. And borage, sweet borage, its blue blossoms trembling as if they've just woken from a dream. Bryony kneels beside them, and in a voice softer than sleep itself, she whispers their names. Chamomile, she says, brushing the delicate petals, old friend of gentle sleep. Tansy, she breathes, her hand trailing across its feathery leaves, protector of thresholds. Borage, she smiles, touching its velvet petals, courage and blue. The herbs whisper back, not in words, but in warmth, in scent, in the way the garden itself begins to glow from within. You see, in the old days, they believed herbs could feel when you touched them with care. They believed that if you spoke their names with love, they would speak to your spirit in return. And in this quiet corner of the world, that belief still lingers like dew on the leaves. Bryony moves gently, barefoot along moss-covered paths. She collects no more than what is freely given. A single flower here, a fallen leaf there, a seed pod resting in the hollow of a stone. Tonight, she's making a dream tonic. Just a few drops to help quiet the mind, ease the body, and guide the soul into that soft place between sleep and stars. She hums as she works, a tune no one else remembers, one passed down from hands long turned to soil. And beneath the hush of moonlight, the garden listens, because here, nothing is hurried. Everything blooms in time, even dreams. Bryony walks past the thyme patch, where low purple blossoms shiver in the moon breeze, and the stones beneath her feet warm gently from the day's memory. The path curves lazily, lined with creeping mint and lavender, and she follows it like a memory she's walked 1,000 times. She carries a little pouch stitched from faded linen, its edges frayed from decades of use, but its threads still strong. From the patch beneath the elder tree, she plucks a single seed head of poppy. The husk rattles softly, and inside, a few grains of poppy milk rest like sleep itself. In medieval times, they whispered of its power, a milky drop from the seed pod, believed to call dreamless sleep to those too burdened to dream. But Bryony doesn't use it carelessly, just a touch, just enough to soothe. She dips her fingers in a nearby basin, a shallow bowl carved from dark stone, filled with spring water that glimmers in the lantern's glow. Then she rinses the seed pod, whispers, "Thank you," and places it gently in her pouch. She does this with each herb, never taking without permission, always listening for the subtle pulse of the plant's reply. This garden is not for harvest. It is for remembering. For each plant has a name the world has nearly forgotten. And each name holds a comfort, a calm, a gentle way of being that belongs to those quiet hours before sleep. Further down the path, a patch of motherwort waves its jagged leaves. Bryony runs her fingers across them, remembering how it was once used to calm anxious hearts, how monks carried it into battle, not for wounds, but for the tremble in their chest before the horn was blown. She plucks a single leaf, presses it between her palms, and brings it to her nose. The scent is earthy, a little bitter, but comforting in a way only old things can be. And then, the hush deepens. A breeze stirs through the branches above, soft, cool, carrying the smell of damp moss and crushed thyme. She closes her eyes and lets it wash over her. Even the insects fall silent. Only the creak of the old wooden swing at the far end of the garden moves now slowly, as if rocked by unseen hands. She'll go there soon. It's where she brews her night tonic, where the iron kettle waits, set atop warm coals, buried in a ring of ancient stones. But first, she visits the borage one more time. Its star-shaped blossoms are just beginning to close for the night, curling inward like sleepy children. She bends low and whispers, "Thank you for your courage." And the petals, they shimmer. Bryony turns toward the swing. It creaks again, not from her weight, but from the breeze brushing past its ropes, as though the garden itself is inviting her forward. The swing is made of old alderwood, smooth and cool to the touch. Its ropes are wound from twisted flax, the fibers softened by years of moonlight and the weight of quiet thoughts. She sits, not quickly, not with purpose, but the way one sits beside a stream, with reverence, with slowness, with peace. The garden folds around her like a shawl. In front of her, nestled between the roots of a great hazel tree, glows a tiny fire pit. The coals have been buried in ash for hours, and now they pulse like the heartbeat of the earth. Red, steady, and warm. Atop the stones rests a blackened kettle. Its iron body is old, older than Bryony, older than the cottage, perhaps even older than the path itself. But it has never failed her. She opens her pouch and begins to place the night's herbs into the pot, one by one, each with a whisper of gratitude. First, the chamomile, for calm thoughts and softened dreams. Then, the motherwort, to ease the quiet thrum of worry that sometimes clings to hearts after dusk. Then, to bring courage to dream bravely. And lastly, she breaks open the poppy seed pod. A single drop of poppy milk falls into the brew, its ivory color disappearing into the darkness of the water. A puff of steam rises. The scent is soft, herbal, tinged with the sweetness of crushed petals and thyme. Bryony stirs it 3 times, always in a circle, always clockwise. It's not just habit, it's ritual. The monks once believed that sleep brewed with intention could guide the soul safely across the bridge of night, keeping the body still, while the spirit wandered peacefully through gardens of memory. She believes it too. Above her, the stars begin to gather. Not bright, not yet, just peeking through the veil of blue-black sky, like old friends arriving in quiet company. The swing rocks gently beneath her, and she hums again. That old lullaby with no name, no beginning, no end. And as the steam curls upward, so do your thoughts, rising like mist, softening at the edges, carrying you inward, toward the place where dreams wait patiently, among lavender beds and sleeping herbs. Bryony dips a carved wooden ladle into the kettle, its surface steaming gently in the hush. She pours the tonic into a small, clay cup, rough at the edges, smooth where her fingers have held it for years. The scent rises like a lullaby. It's not strong, just enough to make your chest loosen, your jaw soften, your shoulders begin to sink, as if drawn downward by petals made of moonlight. She cradles the cup between both hands, holding it close, not to drink yet, but to feel the warmth seep through her skin, into her bones, into the quiet places where old worries sometimes linger. Around her, the garden sighs. It does not sleep, not yet, but it settles. The leaves still whisper, but slower now. The wind drifts without need. Even the insects hum a lower note, as if in harmony with the hush. Bryony closes her eyes and listens to the voice of the night. There are no words, no stories shouted across the dark. Just feeling, just breath, just the steady pulse of a world that has no need to be anything but still. The clay cup is lifted to her lips. One sip. It is bitter at first, the honesty of the herbs not yet softened by dream. But then the warmth spreads, and with it comes a sense of ease, as if every thought that once clung tight is slowly letting go. The tonic begins its gentle work, not to force sleep, never to demand it, but to open the gate, a gate made of rosemary and valerian, of woven poppy stems, of time that grows in the shape of dreams. Beyond it, the spirit wanders safely, carried on the breath of herbs that remember when the world moved slower. She sets the cup down beside the kettle and breathes deeply, not with effort, but with invitation. And you You are there too now, close by, wrapped in the hush, listening as the steam curls upward, as Bryony's hum fades into the night, as the stars take their places like lanterns strung across an ancient sky. You are ready, not to sleep quite yet, but to drift closer, closer to the edge of rest, where silence and warmth and memory gather like moss around your dreams. Beyond the hazel tree, where the garden dips gently toward a shallow stream, grows a patch of herbs that even Bryony visits less often. They are the oldest ones, the shy ones, herbs whose names are barely remembered, and whose uses are whispered only by moonlight. Sleepwort, with its pale green tendrils that close like hands at dusk. Feverfew, whose blossoms were once believed to ward off spirits of restlessness. And there, at the very edge of the stone border, a cluster of bell-shaped flowers, ghostly white, lunar valerian. It is said that monks in the far mountains once used it to steep their robes, so the scent would carry them gently into visions during their deepest meditations. Bryony steps carefully toward them now, the earth cooled beneath her feet, the moss brushing her skin like velvet rain. She does not touch them yet. Instead, she kneels. She places her hands in her lap. She breathes in through her nose, out through her lips, slowly, softly, and in that silence, the garden listens with her. The stream babbles faintly nearby, its waters silver under the moon. An owl shifts in the branches above, but makes no sound. Only the quiet creak of the swing behind her marks the passing of time. She leans forward and speaks, not aloud, but with presence. She lets the memory of what she needs rise gently from her chest. Not a thought, not a question, just a soft kind of reaching. And the plants respond. The valerian tilts, not much, just enough. A blossom loosens from its stem and drifts downward, landing softly in the cradle of her palm. She smiles, bows her head in thanks, and tucks the flower into the fold of her sleeve. Its scent is barely there. A trace of sweetness, a brush of earth, and something else. Something like quiet understanding. She knows this blossom is not for tea, not for tonic, not for tincture. This one is meant to rest beside your pillow, a guardian for your dreaming mind. Because sometimes, sleep is not about falling away. It is about being gently led inward, to the garden you carry in your own heart, where memories bloom in silence, and the breath of forgotten herbs keeps you safe through the night. Bryony rises slowly, the valerian blossom still warm in her sleeve, and turns back toward the heart of the garden. Her path is lit not only by the lantern she carries, but by the faint glow of the plants themselves, a shimmer that grows stronger with each breath of the night. Some say the herbs glow only when they are remembered, that when their names are spoken with care, the old magic wakes. Others say it's the moon's reflection caught in dew-soaked leaves. But Bryony knows the truth lies somewhere deeper, beyond words, in the space between heartbeat and hush. She walks past the rosemary now, its thin, sharp leaves still fragrant from the sun. In medieval lore, they believed rosemary could protect the memory and even guide souls safely to the other side of sleep. Bryony brushes the tips gently with her fingertips and murmurs, memory intact, spirit at ease. She does not gather it tonight. Some herbs are not for taking, only for honoring. At the garden's center stands a low stone bench, half covered in creeping time. It is here she sits when the tonic is finished, when the swing has stilled, when the wind has said its good night. She settles there now, slowly lowering herself until her spine touches the cool of the stone. The air smells of crushed lavender and damp soil. Somewhere nearby, a toad clicks softly. A night moth stirs, its wings brushing against the tall stems of yarrow. Bryony closes her eyes, and the world begins to slow. Not stop, never stop, but slow, until each moment is stretched like thread drawn gently through cloth. And in that stretch of silence, the garden speaks, not in language, but in sensation. Warmth at the soles of her feet, a soft pulsing behind her eyes. The sense that every herb she's touched tonight is now blooming behind her closed eyelids. A memory garden, rooted in the breath, growing in the dream. And you feel it too. The garden is with you now. Its paths unfurl in the quiet corners of your mind. Its air drifts around your thoughts. Its hush begins to braid itself with your breath. You are being welcomed, not as a visitor, but as one who remembers. In her stillness, Bryony senses the change in air, the moment when the night turns deeper, when even the stars seem to pause in their glimmer and listen. It is the hour the old ones called the breath between veils, a time when the world of waking and the world of dreams touch, ever so softly. And in this hour, the garden reveals its oldest secret. From beneath the roots of the lemon balm, a low hum begins. It is not sound, not truly, but vibration, like the memory of a song that once lulled the world to sleep. The leaves quiver, not in fear, but in recognition. Bryony breathes slowly, and so do you. The rhythm of her body, of your body, matches the garden's pulse. Inhale, the scent of crushed mint and moss. Exhale, the weight of the day, melting, fading, gone. She does not open her eyes. She knows what comes next. From the far side of the garden, near the low stone wall, where the shadow of the hedgerow thickens, comes the first flicker of silver. Tiny, floating lights. Not fireflies, not stars, but what the villagers once called herb spirits. The belief was old, nearly forgotten, that when herbs were honored, tended with care, spoken to kindly, they gave part of themselves back in the form of light. Some said these lights were the dreams of the plants themselves. Others believed they were tiny pieces of sleep, floating free. Whatever they are, Bryony welcomes them. She tilts her head back, resting it gently against a stone bench, and lets the lights drift near. One brushes against her cheek, cool as fog, soft as breath. Another floats near the lantern, then disappears into its flame, like a memory returning home. And still, you drift, held in the same hush, your body grown heavy, your thoughts like silk threads unspooling into the dark. You begin to feel the pull of valerian, the warm blanket of poppy milk, the hum of borage in your chest, reminding you are safe, you are brave, you are ready to let go. Not all at once, just petal by petal. Bryony feels the earth steady beneath her, not firm like stone, but deep like knowing. She places her hand on the moss beside the bench, and it responds with warmth, a breath from the ground itself. The lights continue to drift, a slow procession of softness, curling through the lavender, pausing over rosemary, settling among the sage. Each plant sighs in greeting, not with sound, but with stillness, because here in this garden, stillness is how the plants speak, and the language of stillness is older than words. From her pocket, Bryony pulls a small satchel, soft cotton, filled with dried petals and slivers of root. She opens it gently, and a scent rises, earthy, woody, a touch of sweetness from dried apple blossoms, and a trace of yew bark. She scatters a pinch onto the stone beside her, and the lights gather closer. This is her offering, a sleep blend, made only when the air feels thin with quiet and the stars lean low enough to listen. She murmurs as she sprinkles, to memory, to dream, to rest without sorrow. And then the lights, they begin to spiral, not fast, not dizzying, just slow, like smoke drifting in water. They twist and turn, and as they do, Bryony lets her breath match their rhythm. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, and you, too, find yourself breathing that way now. Not because you try to, but because it feels right, as if your body remembers this ancient rhythm, as if your lungs were meant to follow the spiral of forgotten herbs. And in that rhythm, a quiet door begins to open inside you. Behind it, not darkness, not silence, but peace. The kind of peace that smells like warm chamomile and the space beneath heavy quilts. The kind of peace that hums like time beside a windowsill. The kind of peace that welcomes you without needing anything from you at all. Bryony leans back on the bench, the valerian blossom still tucked close to her heart. And in the spiral of lights and breath and warmth, you feel yourself falling, not down, but inward, toward the center of the hush. The stars have shifted now, soft arcs across a velvet sky. Above the garden, The constellations move with the same slow rhythm as Bryony's breath and yours. There is no need for clocks here. No time, no ticking, no measure of day or night. Only the bloom and the fade, the rise and the rest. And now, it is time for resting. Bryony lowers herself from the bench, her knees touching the soft moss that has learned the shape of her body over many, many moons. She presses both palms flat to the earth and closes her eyes. This is her final ritual, the grounding, to let the herbs know that the work of the night is complete, to thank the roots and stems for their patience, their offerings, their wisdom. She speaks softly. Let all who pass here find ease. Let all who lie down be held. Let all who remember be at peace. The ground beneath her hums in reply. It is not sound, it is sensation. A warmth in the belly, a soft tingling in the spine, a knowing in the heart that you are not alone. Even now, as you drift, as your breath slows, as your limbs grow heavier than stone and lighter than fog, the hush is holding you. You feel the garden's presence, not around you, but within you. Each herb you've met tonight has rooted itself gently inside you. A chamomile bloom rests in your mind, softening your thoughts. A sprig of rosemary stands watch at the edges of your memory, quiet and strong. Borage blossoms float in your chest, reminding you that courage can be calm. And valerian, sweet, glowing valerian, has unfurled across your spine like a blanket of stars, pulling you softly inward, into the hush. Bryony does not rise. She stays close to the ground. She listens as the garden quiets with her, and as the last light flickers in her lantern, you feel your breath settle into the gentlest silence you've ever known. Sleep is near, so very near. The flame inside Bryony's lantern finally dims to amber, then fades completely, leaving only the glow of the herb spirits drifting silently among the leaves. The night has deepened, settled, become whole. Even the air seems thicker with calm, the kind of calm that feels like being cradled by the world. Bryony rests beside the stone bench now, her back leaning against its mossy side, her knees drawn up slightly, hands folded across her lap, and above her, the moon tilts gently, as if watching over her with a mother's eyes. You see, in the oldest stories, the moon was once believed to be a garden of its own, a silver orchard where dream herbs grew in silence, tended by spirits made of mist and memory. Bryony believes that still. She always has, and she feels the pull of that garden now, reflected in the stillness of her own. The wind has stopped entirely. The time no longer rustles, the swing is motionless, and the stream, far off, sounds more like breath than water. Everything is ready. The dream gate, woven from valerian stems, cradled in chamomile petals, and stitched with the invisible threads of borage, stands open in the dark. And you are standing at its edge now, not with feet, not with body, but with spirit. The parts of you that carry stories, the parts of you that long for gentleness, the parts of you that are so very, very tired. You feel them pressing forward, softly, gently, into the garden of dreams. And as you cross the threshold, you are not alone. Every herb you met, every scent you breathed, every word whispered to the soil, is with you. They line the path behind your eyes now. They hold your breath like a cradle. They walk beside you into sleep. Bryony, too, has let go. Her breathing is slow, even steady. A single herb spirit hovers over her heart, then slowly lowers itself, like dew, into the pocket of her tunic. And with that, the garden sighs one final time, a long, peaceful breath that echoes inside your own. You are not falling asleep. You are being guided by root, by leaf, by breath, into a dream so old even the stars have forgotten its name. The dream path you walk now is not made of stone. It's not made of dirt or grass or wood. It is made of memory, woven from every soft breath Bryony ever took while tending the leaves, from every whispered name she ever gave a stem. It stretches out before you like a ribbon of mist, curling gently through a garden that lives not in the world but in your resting mind. Here, the air is golden, the leaves are silver, The sky is the color of lavender tea, and the herbs are blooming without end. They speak to you, not with voices, but with presence. When you pass the elder tree, you feel a cooling sensation across your forehead, the gentle reassurance of endings, of cycles complete. When you pass the thyme, your steps grow lighter, as if your body has remembered how to walk without worry. You kneel beside the borage, and it glows gently, as if proud to see you here. And the poppies, oh, the poppies. They tilt their heads toward you and release their scent, sweet, earthy, and just a little dreamy. Their perfume lingers behind your eyes, and the weight of your lids becomes too soft to hold. In the real world, your body is growing still. Perhaps your hands have already relaxed. Your chest rises and falls like the swing in Bryony's garden, and your breath, so calm now, moves like the stream. You are safe here, completely, utterly safe. No harm can find you. No noise can reach you. Only the herbs, and the hush, and the path that leads you ever inward. You continue walking, but your steps no longer touch the ground. You are floating now, gently, without effort. The garden inside your dream is infinite. It needs no sun. It needs no time. It grows in stillness. It blooms in you. And just ahead, you see it, a soft bed of moss and soft petals, waiting just for you. Not because you are tired, but because you are loved. The bed is simple, not made with fabric or wood, but with layers of moss as thick as a comforter, lined with petals of yarrow, chamomile, and blue borage. Above it, the sky is still and open, and in place of stars, glow tiny herb spirits, each one a bloom that drifted upward, still carrying its light. The scent is dreamlike, soft tansy, poppy milk, and the faintest memory of lavender warmed by sun. You lower yourself onto the moss. No resistance, just softness. It receives you like an old friend, like the hush that waits just beyond the final waking breath. Your body sighs, your limbs grow heavy, your thoughts go quiet. There is nothing to hold now, not a single thread left to grip. And Bryony, far away and yet so near, feels this too. She smiles in her sleep, as if sensing that you've found your way. Her hands, still folded across her lap, twitch slightly, a silent blessing, and the garden hums in response. Not loudly, not even enough to call a sound, but enough to let you know. You are not alone, not now, not here, not ever. Around you, the herbs begin to sway, not in wind, but in rhythm. The rhythm of breath, the rhythm of sleep, the rhythm of peace that lives beneath dreaming. Your eyes, if they were not already closed, would begin to flutter now. Not because they fight sleep, but because they're being kissed by it. 1,000 gentle kisses from unseen petals, pressing softly against your brow, your cheeks, your thoughts. You're not slipping away. You're slipping into softness, into stillness, into the warm, breathing soil of calm, where nothing is asked of you but to rest. And beneath your back, you feel the pulse of the garden, the same beat that lives in Bryony's chest, in the roots of chamomile. And now, in you, sleep is here, and it loves you. As you lie upon the moss, your breath no longer belongs to you alone. It moves with the garden, it sways with the herbs, it hums with Bryony's dream. This is the place where even thoughts grow quiet. And now, so gently you almost don't notice, your dreaming begins. Not all at once, but in soft waves, like petals falling one by one into a still pond. A dream of light gliding across silver leaves. A dream of herbs whispering your name as they sway in rhythm with your heart. A dream where Bryony's hands, with garlands of rosemary and tansy, to place gently on your brow. In this dream, you are weightless. Your arms, your legs, your shoulders, they've melted into the garden's breath. Even your thoughts float like steam from a night kettle. You hear the faint trickle of the stream nearby, its waters gliding over smooth stones that remember 1,000 moons. The sound is not sharp, not loud, it's rounded, dulled by the moss and the mist, until it becomes a lullaby woven from water. A moth flutters above you, its wings slow, dusted with moon pollen. It drifts without aim, without fear, as if drawn by the gravity of peace. It lands beside your hand. You don't move. You don't need to. It rests with you, a fellow traveler on the road through sleep. And Bryony, even from across the garden, smiles again in her sleep. She knows the moment. She's seen it many times before. The moment when a soul crosses fully into the care of the herbs. They will hold you now. They will watch over your rest with the patience of roots and the love of leaves. This is not an ending. This is a cocoon of hush spun from thyme and valerian and 1,000 midnight blossoms. The petals will close around you, and you will sleep like the garden sleeps. Deep, dreaming, held. The garden wraps around you, not as a place, but as a presence. There are no walls, no edges, no beginning or end, only scent and softness, and the warm pull of stillness drawing you inward. And now, deep within this sacred quiet, a story begins to grow. Not one you need to follow, not one you must remember, but one that unfolds behind your thoughts. Like moonlight falling across old parchment, like vines growing along forgotten stone. In this dream story, you are a keeper of herbs. You wake at dusk, in a cottage woven with ivy, your hands dusted with lavender pollen, your breath already synced with the night. You walk barefoot through damp grass. The world is silent, except for the whisper of leaves and the gentle sigh of a kettle warming over embers. You speak no words. You don't need to. The herbs know you, and you know them. When you pass the rue, it nods in the breeze. When you brush past feverfew, its blossoms lean toward your skin. When you reach the yarrow, it unfurls a little wider, showing you its soft, white crown as if offering a gift. And you take only what you need. One sprig, one leaf, one flower, each offered freely, each accepted with thanks. In this dream story, you are slow, beautifully, perfectly slow. And with each step, you sink deeper into the rhythm that Bryony knew, that the monks once knew, that the herbs still know. The rhythm of sleep as sacred ceremony, as you gather your dream tonic, mixing valerian root with rose hips, a whisper of lemon balm, a drop of poppy milk. You feel the weight in your body dissolve, not disappear, just loosen, just drift, until your arms feel like petals, and your breath like mist. And when the tea is finished, when you lie down in the dream garden's center, when the air settles and the stars above hang still and soft, you fall asleep inside a dream, within a hush, beneath the watchful leaves of the garden of forgotten herbs. The night stretches on like a velvet ribbon, its ends lost in silver mist, and you lie curled in the dream garden, half cradled by moss, half floating among the blossoms, your spirit swaying gently between breath and stillness. Above, the herb spirits glow softly, not like fire, not like stars, but like memory. Their light carries no weight, but it presses tenderly on the inside of your thoughts, clearing space, making room for deeper sleep. Bryony's hum, though far away, echoes faintly here too. The same old melody, slow and spiraled, woven through the hush like a vine of moonwort, curling around your breath. And you remember now, not with your mind, but with your body. You remember how to be still, how to drift without fear, how to be held by something older than thought. Your limbs are wrapped in time, your pulses lined with rue. Your dreams are cradled in borage and kissed by the steam of poppy tea. Every part of you has become soft, every muscle quiet. Even your thoughts, once so sharp, so busy, have dulled to a glow, like lanterns left beneath moss. In the dream, the herb garden opens a little wider, revealing paths that weren't there before. Gentle winding trails, lined with herbs that no longer grow in the waking world. Sleepwort, with its translucent blue leaves, soft as shadow. Lullaby root, known only in legend, which blooms only in the minds of sleepers. And hushlick, whose scent can make even restless spirits fold their wings and sleep. You don't need to follow the paths. They are simply there, beneath your breath, ready when you are. For now, you are simply being, and the garden continues to breathe you in, to hold you, to lull you deeper. There is no end. There is no time, only this moment, this quiet, this dream, where you are safe, you are whole, You are loved. The mist has thickened now, not with chill, but with warmth, like a soft shawl wrapped around your shoulders by someone who's always known exactly what you need. Each inhale brings with it the gentlest trace of sage and marjoram, earthy and sweet, like a lullaby sung by soil. Each exhale carries away a piece of the day, the noise, the weight, the thoughts that once tugged at the edges of your mind. Gone, and still, you sink further. You are not moving, but you are drifting, as if the air itself is made of dream, and your body knows how to float. Somewhere beyond the curve of the garden, a bell rings once, soft, distant, a sound that folds itself into the background of breath. It's the signal the old herbalists once used, when their night work was done, when the world was ready to sleep. One soft tone, no more gathering, no more tending, only rest. In your dream, you curl inward on the moss, the leaves rustling gently around your skin like whispers. The poppy milk begins to work now, not as a potion, but as a guide. It doesn't push you, it invites and you follow, willingly, as your breath deepens. Every part of you is growing still, like the surface of a pond when the wind falls quiet. Even your name, the sound of it, slips away now, like a leaf floating downstream. Not lost, just resting. There is no need for it here. No need for identity, for memory, for form. Only stillness, only safety, only sleep. And Bryony, somewhere in the hush, smiles again in her dream, because she knows you've arrived. She knows the garden has taken you in, just as it always does. And now the herbs can watch over you while you rest, their roots deep in the soil, their leaves still in the hush, their petals wide open to the moon. And you are breathing with them. The moss beneath you remembers things, not in words, but in warmth. It remembers every soul that has rested here. It remembers every whisper Bryony ever gave it. And now, it remembers you. It holds your weight, not as a burden, but as a blessing. You are not intruding. You are not separate. You are part of this, part of the breath, part of the dream, part of the garden. A gentle mist rolls in over your feet, touched with a faint scent of crushed thyme and ghost nettle. You feel it curl around your ankles, your legs, like sleep made visible. And somewhere nearby, though you cannot see her, Bryony speaks your name, not aloud, not with sound, but with the rhythm of her breath. And you feel it in the quiet drum of your chest, in the settling of your limbs, in the soft, sweet forgetfulness that begins to bloom behind your eyes. There's nothing to remember now. No time, no place. Just scent and softness and the slow blooming of a sleep too deep for dreams. The garden will hold you. The herbs will breathe for you. And the silence, that ancient silence, will wrap you like silk. Somewhere high above, a branch creaks as a small owl shifts its feathers. It is the only sound. Everything else is still, not paused, not empty, just deeply, fully, resting. And you are resting too. Not because you tried, not because you meant to, but because the garden has taken you into its root-deep hush. And now you are there, within it, woven into its stillness like a thread of time in Bryony's basket. Safe, whole, gone to sleep. Your body, though far away in the waking world, has become weightless here. It is no longer arms and legs and skin, but vapor and warmth and drift. The earth beneath the moss is not cold, not firm, but gentle, breathing with you, as if your sleep nourishes it like water soaking into thirsty roots. Bryony dreams now, her breath just a feather on the wind. She lies curled beside her bench, her hands tucked near her chest, the satchel of herbs resting beneath her cheek like a pillow of blossoms. In her dream, she sees you, but not with eyes. She feels you in the hush, feels your breath as a breeze moving through the sage, feels your heart as a thrum beneath the thyme, feels your spirit curled softly into the warm shadow of the garden's center. And the garden sees you too. It doesn't look with judgment or need or questions. It simply accepts. Your sleep is its sleep. Your peace is its peace. And your presence, even in silence, is a kind of bloom. Somewhere in the mist, the herb spirits begin their slow descent. They return to their flowers, drifting down like ash in a windless sky. Each one finds its home on a leaf, in the cup of a blossom, beneath a curling vine. They are tired now too. Even the lights sleep here. Even the air has grown still. Only one thing moves. Your breath, soft, slow, soundless, the final rhythm of letting go. And the garden listens to it, not as noise, but as music. You are not dreaming anymore. You are the dream. The garden has become you. And you have become the hush. The moss beneath you is warm now, not from sun, but from memory. It remembers your stillness. It remembers your breath. And in that remembering, it hums a lullaby too old for words. Above you, the herb canopy leans in, not to watch, not to weigh, but to protect. Their stems form a shelter, not of walls, but of presence. You feel the yarrow press close at your side, like a loyal friend. The valerian blooms release one last, soft exhale, a perfume thick with comfort and calm. The poppies lean low, their petals whispering lullabies no ear can hear, but every soul remembers. This is no longer just sleep, it is sanctuary. It is the resting place at the center of stillness, the very heart of being held. Even Bryony, miles and moments away, sleeps more deeply now because of you. Because the garden breathes more fully when it breathes through to dreamers instead of one. Your spirit is not drifting, it is rooted, gently, lovingly, woven into the hush like rosemary in linen. And in the deepest part of your breath, beneath the silence, beneath the warmth, beneath the dream, you feel it, the seed of sleep, small, bright, infinite. It glows inside you like a lantern boat, set floating down a midnight stream. That light is yours, that peace is yours, and it will carry you, drift by drift, breath by breath, through the rest of this night, held and whole and home. In this place, the hush is layered. It moves like mist across water, then sinks deeper beneath the water, into the soil, into the very spaces between the soil's grains. Even time here is slower, like honey dripping from a wooden spoon. And you are inside that honey now, thick with calm, cradled in warmth, suspended in peace. The garden's breath has synced with yours, and that breath, so slow, so ancient, feels like a lullaby spun in green. There's no longer a need for images or paths, no need for story or shape. You are beyond the need for meaning. You are being. The herbs have stopped swaying. They are resting, just as you are. Their leaves no longer reach. Their blooms no longer open. They sleep with you, their petals closed like eyelids, their roots humming soft hymns in the language of soil. You feel them not around you, but within you. The borage in your chest, the sage in your lungs, the valerian in your spine, the chamomile resting like golden dust along your shoulders. You are a garden now, a sleeping garden, dreaming from within itself. And above you, the stars pause. They do not burn tonight. They do not shine. They blink, then close. Even the sky is asleep. And as the last waking thread dissolves, you are not letting go. You are simply being held. Held by the hush. Held by the herbs. Held by something older than the moon. You are safe. And you are gone into the deepest sleep the garden has ever known. Nothing stirs now. Not the leaves. Not the stream, not even the wind. The garden has entered a sacred stillness, the kind that comes only when everything is resting exactly where it belongs. And you are the center of that stillness. Not a visitor anymore, but a root, a breath, a sacred part of the hush. Even your dreams have gone quiet. Not gone, just resting, folded gently beneath the moss, beneath the herbs, beneath the silver-threaded sky. In the real world, your body lies safe, a soft shape in the dark, blanketed in hush. But here, in the garden's dream, you are a bloom of sleep, petal by petal, unfolding inward. Bryony's lantern, still faintly glowing in her own dream, casts no shadow. The flame is low, calm, content. Its light is no longer needed, because you are glowing from within. You've become one of the herb spirits, not separate, not other, but a being of hush and warmth, woven from breath and mist, rooted in the center of the dream. No footsteps, no voices, no thoughts, only pulse, only drift, only rest. The garden doesn't end, it doesn't vanish, it simply becomes quieter than silence. And in that quiet, you dissolve, beautifully, into sleep's deepest center. You are not lost, you are not gone, you are here, fully, softly, at peace. You are so deeply nestled now, you've forgotten the sound of waking. Your breath is not a breath, but a whisper of wind moving through a forgotten grove. Even your thoughts have gone to sleep, and what remains is you, the truest, quietest part of you. Not your name, not your story, just a soft warmth that's always been waiting underneath it all. The garden doesn't speak, it doesn't need to. It simply surrounds you, becomes you, lingers in your every breath like steam from a cup of evening tea. Beneath the moss, the roots have begun to hum. Low, slow, steady. A music made for nothing but sleep. You can feel it now, can't you? A slow rhythm moving through your chest. Not quite sound, not quite touch, but something in between. It tells you, you are home. The herbs have closed their blossoms. The leaves have stopped rustling. Even the stream, once trickling softly, has fallen silent, not dried, but dreaming. You lie within this stillness, like a lullaby lies within a cradle, folded, cradled, swayed. There is no need for memory, no need for shape. Even the scent of the herbs has become part of your breath. It doesn't pass over you, it moves through you. You are thyme, you are sage, you are poppy, you are the dream woven from the threads of petals and soil. And somewhere, in the place that is not place, Bryony dreams beside you. You don't see her, you don't hear her, but you feel her. The warmth of her hand, resting gently in the same hush that holds you. Two souls sleeping in the garden. Two breaths becoming one rhythm. Two hearts drifting deeper than ever before. You are farther than far now. So far that the stars above no longer look down. They simply pulse with you. Their light no longer shines on your skin. It echoes through your sleep like lullabies made of silver. Even the garden, so vivid before, has become mist. You are inside its memory now. Not walking through it, but being it. You are the swing swaying slowly, though no wind stirs. You are the echo of Bryony's footsteps from lifetimes ago, folded into the soil like a secret. You are the scent rising from the crushed leaves beneath sleeping foxglove. No shape, no sound, no name, just drift. Drift deeper, where even the poppy milk no longer flows. It becomes the stream, and the stream becomes a vein through which dream flows without end. The roots beneath you pulse slowly, a rhythm older than language. And in their pulse is a whisper, not spoken, not heard, but felt. It says, you are safe. It says, you are loved. It says, sleep as the earth sleeps. Sleep as the petals sleep. Sleep as the sky sleeps, before it was named sky. The last threads of self unraveled gently, not lost, not undone, but released into something vaster and softer and whole. Bryony breathes your name in her sleep, but it doesn't wake you. It folds around you like a cloak, and in that final exhale, the one that comes when there is nothing left to release, you become the garden's dream, no longer the one dreaming, but the dream itself. You are no longer lying in the garden. You are the garden. You are the hush in the moss, the pulse in the roots, the silver air that glows without sun. You are the hum between the petals of sleepwort and the deep exhale of chamomile resting. Nothing touches you here, because you are already within all things. No worries remain. No story lingers. Even the echo of your thoughts has grown quiet. There is only the warmth, the softness, the slow sinking, beneath where time can reach, beneath where words can stir. The herbs that once grew around you have closed their blossoms, not in sorrow, but in reverence. You are sleeping with such depth that even the poppies bow toward you, their heads low, as if guarding a sacred hush. Bryony, miles away, rests in the same stillness, her chest rising and falling, in perfect rhythm with yours. To breathers, to dreamers, to roots growing quietly toward the same invisible center. You are not separated by distance. You are folded together in the same leaf of sleep, curled beneath the same moon. Even the moon has gone quiet now. Its light falls like snowfall on silk. The garden no longer surrounds you. It cradles you. And somewhere beyond sound, beyond light, beyond even dreaming, a deeper hush waits. It welcomes you, not with words, not with arms, but with knowing. You are home. Not just in this garden, but in yourself. The self that sleeps deeper than dreams. The self that is only breath, only stillness, only peace. And the hush continues. Deeper, softer, forever. Time no longer pulses here. It doesn't move forward. It simply rests, like a petal on still water. And you rest with it. Not above, not beside, but within. Within the breath of the garden, within the folds of sleep, within the soft forever, where nothing is asked of you, where even your dreaming has quieted into stillness. If there are thoughts, they drift like mist across moss, barely there, gentle, gone as soon as they come. A yawn moves through the roots, a long, silent stretch of sleep beneath the soil. It's not just you now. The whole garden has surrendered to the rhythm of slumber. The stream has gone still, its last ripple fading into silence. The vines sleep curled around each other, twisting softly in their dreams. The poppies sigh. The borage exhales. The tansy folds inward, its leaves making tiny beds for tiny, unseen spirits. Bryony is now fully part of it, too. She stirs in her dream only to smile, her breath as slow as the moon's turning. She's not watching you. She's beside you, or perhaps within you. The way everything is now part of everything else. This sleep, this perfect, petal-deep sleep, is not a place. It is a becoming. You've become the moss, the mist, the hum beneath the hush. And still, you go deeper. Deeper than soil, deeper than root, deeper than even the garden knows. And in that depth, there is no need for dreams. Only presence, only calm, only the soft, soundless truth of being held completely. Now, you have passed the final veil. The one made not of mist or moss, but of peace so complete, it no longer needs a name. Here, there are no edges, no shape, only warmth, only weightlessness. You no longer lie in the garden. You are dissolved in it. You are the sigh in the thyme, the breath in the borage, the pulse in the poppy. There is no more waiting, no more wondering. Everything that you are is already enough. And still, the hush deepens. Bryony has become silenced, too. Her presence is no longer form or voice. It is a softness in the soil, a warmth in the air, a lullaby in the roots. The entire garden is now a single breath, rising and falling slowly, in rhythm with your own. Even the stars have forgotten to shine. They hover above the garden, unlit, unmoving, as though dreaming themselves. The earth holds its breath, not in fear, not in pause, but in reverence. Because this moment, your sleep, your stillness, your surrender, is sacred. Every herb has turned inward, every blossom closed, every root curled gently into its own knowing. And you float inside that knowing. There are no more thoughts, not even dreams. Just warmth, just rest, just the endless cradle of the hush that lives. Beneath all things, you are the garden now. You are the hush. You are the sleep that everything longs for. And you are home. There is nothing left to do now. Nothing to hold, nothing to become. You are held, you are whole. You are already enough. And so the garden breathes you like a sacred rhythm, in and out, each breath slower than the one before. You are deeper than story. You are beneath the words of the world. You've passed into the place where language melts and only feeling remains. And that feeling is peace. A peace so complete, it feels like water cradling a petal. Like velvet darkness pressing gently against your skin. Like the softest hand resting over your heart, saying nothing, but meaning everything. Even Bryony's name has faded. Even your name has become a soft vapor, that rises and disappears into the night air. Because in this sleep, you don't need to be someone. You just need to be. And you are. So quietly, so fully, so deeply. The herbs beneath your dreaming body hum ancient lullabies. Not with sound, but with vibration. A resonance in tune with your breath, your blood, your soul. This hum cradles you like the garden's song. And you, a single note within it, surrender to the hush. The last bits of the waking world unwind themselves from your limbs. All tension has vanished. All effort has dissolved. You are asleep now. You are hush. You are the dream dreaming itself. And the garden, eternal and quiet, holds you without end. There is no longer night or day. Only this soft middle, where the world doesn't turn, but gently rocks like a cradle suspended from stars. You are inside that cradle now, rocking, drifting, becoming part of a rhythm that has always been there, beneath rivers, beneath stones, beneath everything that breathes. Even the moss beneath you has stopped growing, not because it is done, but because it knows. You need stillness now. Stillness so pure, it feels like warm snowfall against the skin of your soul. Bryony's garden exists only in essence, not place, not time, just presence. And that presence is now yours. You are not remembering anymore. You are not imagining. You are simply here and gone and whole. The herbs that once whispered names now whisper nothing. They rest beside you in silence, in reverence, and your breath, if you can still call it breath, is so slow, so soft, it feels like a petal falling in water and never landing. The poppy milk has become part of your bloodstream, not as a potion, but as a lullaby, gently echoing with every beat of your heart. And your heart, that tender drum, beats not for survival, not for thought, but simply for peace. No dreams pull at you. No stories rise, only warmth, only hush, only the infinite comfort of being exactly where you belong, here, in the garden, forever resting. There is a stillness here that cannot be broken, because it was never made. It simply is. Like the dark between stars, or the warmth beneath earth in winter, or the memory of a lullaby long after the song has ended. You are resting in that memory now, not remembering it, just being it. All around you, the garden is asleep, not as it once was, with petals folding, streams trickling, leaves rustling. No, it is deeper now, quieter, so quiet, even the herbs no longer hum. They have gone inward, like you, fully, peacefully, without resistance. The poppies are curled so tightly, they resemble closed eyes. The chamomile is folded, like soft hands in prayer. The borage has disappeared into the mist altogether, leaving only a sweetness in the air. And Bryony has melted too. Her form long since dissolved, her breath no longer separate from yours. There is no she, no you, only sleep, only hush, only the garden's final breath curling in the quiet like fog across forgotten hills. You are so far now, so far from thought, from noise, from anything that might disturb this perfect stillness. Even your dreams, which once flickered like lanterns in the distance, have dimmed into rest. You are not watching them. You are not inside them. You are beneath them, where everything is soft, everything is warm, everything is whole. And in this wholeness, you vanish beautifully, not lost, but returned. Returned to the garden. Returned to silence. Returned to yourself. In this place, you do not need to be remembered. You do not need to be seen, because everything around you already knows you, as you are, without name, without story, without shape. The moss does not cradle you now. It is you. Its warmth is your warmth. Its stillness, your breath. Its hush, your soul. And the sky. Oh, the sky has lowered itself to meet you. There is no longer above or below, just one vast softness where the stars have sunk into the soil, and the soil has risen into the stars. You lie in that middle, or float, or simply exist without weight, without motion, without end. Even your heartbeat, which once echoed in your chest like a gentle drum, has become something slower. Not gone, just quieter. A rhythm older than the moon, smoother than mist, stronger than stone. The herbs are not blooming anymore. They have slipped into the same dreamless state as you, a soft, glowing hush that hums without sound. And the lanterns, those flickering lights of prayer once sent down the streams of Ethel's Cove, have all gone still, each one resting, like you, in the garden's breath. This is not the beginning of sleep. It is the end of all need for it. You are not sleeping now. You are sleep. You are the calm that cradles the world. You are the hush that turns night into sanctuary. You are safe. You are gone. You are home. There is a softness now that moves without movement, a warmth that exists beyond sensation. You are no longer aware of breath, because breath is no longer needed. You are so far beneath waking, you've passed even the dream of dreams. This is the place where hush itself goes to rest. And you are resting within it. The garden has no boundaries here. No fences, no edges, no form. It is everywhere. It is everything. It is you. And all that remains is stillness. Stillness. That hums like the silence between harp strings. Like the lull in a mother's heartbeat as her child sleeps safe against her chest. The herbs are asleep beyond sleep. Even their roots have stopped reaching. They are folded into themselves, like secrets kept only by the soil. Bryony is no longer dreaming. She has become part of the hush, the same hush you now inhabit, not side by side, not near, but one. There are no more lights, no more colors, no more names for what surrounds you, only peace, and peace, and peace again. You are not aware of time passing, because here, time no longer moves. It simply is. Like a still pond beneath a sleeping forest, you are perfectly held, undisturbed, unneeded, complete. No voices call you, no thoughts stir you. Even your soul has curled up like a petal in moonlight, and all that remains is the hush, forever gentle, forever slow, forever enough. In this deepest chamber of hush and root, you are beyond every sound that ever was. There is no wind here, no rustle, no flutter of wings. Even the old breath of the earth has settled into quiet. This is not silence. It is older than silence. It is what silence becomes when it has forgotten even itself. And in that space, you dwell, not as a visitor, but as part of its essence. There is no difference between you and the sleep surrounding you. You are the hum of rest before the first word was spoken. You are the hush carried in every cradle. You are the stillness woven between heartbeats. The garden dreams no longer. It does not need to, because you are the dream made whole. Bryony's hands, once tending stems and soil, now rest in a place beyond memory. Her breath, so long in rhythm with yours, has become mist. Her presence, a warmth that never fades, never asks, never leaves, and still you drift, not toward anything, not away from anything, just with the hush, with the herbs, with the roots that remember the way to peace. Your body, wherever it may lie, has become weightless. It floats without needing to rise. It sinks without needing to fall. And your spirit, no longer shaped, no longer named, rests in a stillness so deep, so pure, it feels like being held by the earth's own lullaby. There are no more stories here, only one breath, moving slowly, softly, forever. And you, curled inside that breath, are home. You are no longer drifting. There is nowhere to drift to. You are no longer falling. There is no bottom, no edge, no end. You are resting in the breath between breaths, in the hush between heartbeats, in the space that holds the soul like a blossom wrapped in velvet dusk. And here, in this cradle of calm, you are not remembered, not forgotten, only known. The herbs have returned to seed, not with sorrow, but with trust. They've passed their rest into the soil, into the roots, into the hush that now holds you completely. There is no Bryony here, no lanterns, no stream, only the memory of warmth still flickering gently within the mist. And that memory is you. You are what remains when all stories sleep. The hush has folded itself around you like a cocoon made of stars. And inside it, you do not wait, you do not dream, you simply are. And that being is light. Not the kind that glows, the kind that soothes, that warms from within, that forgets how to be heavy. You are lightness without movement. You are stillness without pause. You are the breath the earth takes in between seasons. And no sound will wake you, because there is nothing left to wake from. You are the garden. You are the root. You are the final hush, beneath all things. And this peace, this softness, this sacred sleep is yours. The garden no longer surrounds you. It breathes through you. Its roots are your pulse. Its soil is your skin. Its stillness is the soft hum within your ribs, vibrating gently like an ancient lullaby without melody or word. You do not need to move. Even the idea of movement has faded away. There is nothing to seek, nothing to reach for, only to rest. Even your rest has become deeper than you ever imagined rest could be. It is not sleep as you once knew it. It is more like the echo of sleep, the final hush at the center of every dream that never needed to be dreamed. The herbs lie silent, not in bloom, not in seed, but in stillness, a stillness that does not change, that does not fade, that simply is. Their names, the ones Bryony used to whisper, valerian, tansy, chamomile, they no longer carry meaning. They are feelings now, textures, essences, and those essences flow through you like warmth in deep water, cradling every edge of you until there are no edges left. Even Bryony's memory has softened into something without form. She is here, but not beside you. She is within the hush, as you are, together, and without need for togetherness. The world outside, if it exists at all, cannot touch you now. Its noise cannot reach, its weight cannot press, because you are deeper than sound, deeper than weight, deeper than even time. This is your forever rest, the one made of moss and mist, herbs and hush, and the tender breath of the earth itself. No more words, no more thoughts, only this endless peace. You are no longer aware of where your body ends. You are no longer aware of having a body at all. There is only the warm drift, the endless low beneath the low, like being rocked by something far older than wind or sea. Even the stars, once glimmering like watchful eyes, have closed, not in sadness, but in peace. Their light has done its work, and now they rest, just like you. The garden's heartbeat, if it still has one, has become your own. A slow, ancient rhythm that pulses through root, through earth, through you. Nothing stirs, not even thought. What remains is only presence, soft, unshaped, untroubled, a presence that holds you as gently as a petal holds dew. You are not asleep anymore. You are rest itself. You are what the poppy dreamed of when it first bloomed. You are what the chamomile hoped for when it leaned into the dusk. You are the sleep the earth whispers to seeds before winter's first frost. No sound comes, not even from within, because there is no more need for sound. Only quiet, and the quiet here is sacred. It does not end. It does not move. It does not wait. It simply holds, and in that holding, you vanish softly into the peace that never asks for your name. Because here, you are not forgotten. You are finally, fully home. No edges remain, no beginnings, no ends. You are inside a circle of stillness that was never drawn, because it was always there, waiting softly beneath every heartbeat you've ever taken. Even the soil beneath you has fallen asleep. Its hum is now a whisper in the marrow of your bones, and your bones have melted into hush, not silence. Hush, that warm, sacred quiet that holds silence, that knows how to cradle it, that isn't afraid of the dark. You are resting there now, deeper than root, softer than dusk. No questions, no answers, only softness stretching forever. The garden doesn't dream anymore. It doesn't need to, because you are the dream. A dream without image, without story, without time. And Bryony, oh Bryony, her hands once tended leaves and petals, but now they tend to nothing, because everything she ever needed is already held in the same hush that holds you. She doesn't need to speak. You don't need to listen. You are folded into the same stillness, and in that stillness there is only love. Not loud, not sharp, but deep. The kind of love that feels like soft moss against bare skin. The kind of love that never asks anything of you. The kind that simply says, rest here. There is nothing left to carry. And so you do, without thought, without resistance. You rest, deeper, still, forever. There is no path here, no footsteps to follow, because no one walks in this part of the dream. They only drift, and you are drifting now, without direction, not lost, but free. Free from needing to know where you are. Free from needing to be anything at all. Even the garden's scent, once rich with thyme and mint, has faded into something purer. A breath that holds no flavor, no form, only calm. The leaves no longer rustle. They no longer need to move. Stillness has become them, and you have become stillness. There is a moment here, longer than time, quieter than memory, where everything simply rests. The world does not watch you. It does not wait. It simply holds you as softly as moss holds fallen light. Bryony's name is long gone now. Yours, too, not forgotten, just not needed. Because the hush here knows you without words. It holds the shape of your soul, the way water holds moonlight, and it asks for nothing. Only that you rest, only that you melt, only that you be. Even your breath has become part of the soil, not as air, but as rhythm, as lullaby, as memory of 1,000 herbs that once knew your name and now simply call you peace. There is no return from here, because there is nowhere else to be. This is the deepest part of the garden, the place below knowing, below dreaming, below even rest. And in this place, you are eternal, you are hush, you are sleep, you are safe forever. There is no light in this place, but there is no darkness either, only glow, a gentle, eternal hum of warmth that knows neither morning nor night, only the sacred in between. You are resting there now, and the resting is so deep, so complete, it does not feel like an act, but a return. You have returned to what you were before you were ever tired, before your eyes ever closed, before your thoughts first stirred. You are resting in the oldest part of yourself, the part that remembers how to be held. The herbs have joined you. They are no longer separate. The chamomile no longer blooms. It is the peace you feel. The valerian does not grow. It is the stillness inside your breath. The tansy no longer sways. It is the rhythm rocking you ever deeper into this endless hush. And Bryony is not a memory, or a figure, or even a name. She is here, but not apart from you. She is the quiet comfort curled around your spirit. She is the warmth cradling your rest. You do not speak to her. You do not need to, because the hush between you is enough, more than enough. Even the sky, which once arched over the garden like a great, soft dome, has vanished. There is no sky now. There is no above, no below, only center, only you, at the very center of peace, the very root of stillness, the heart of the garden's final breath. No story follows this, no chapter turns, no dream stirs, just this, and this is everything. Nothing remains to carry, not even the softest thought. All burdens have dissolved, all stories have faded, even time has forgotten your name, and that forgetting is a kindness, because now you are nothing but presence, weightless, soundless, whole. If there is a sound here, it is not heard, only felt. It moves through you like a warm ripple through still water, never pushing, never pulling, just reminding. You are safe, you are loved, you are gone, and yet more here than ever before. The soil does not rest beneath you. You are the soil. The roots do not cradle your limbs. You are the root. You are curled inside the breath of every herb that ever grew in this sacred place. There is no difference now between breath and hush, between garden and dream, between you and everything. Bryony has vanished into the same stillness, not lost, merged. She is not a whisper anymore. She is the warmth in the air you no longer breathe. She is the kindness folded into your stillness. And the lanterns, the glowing lights once floated down the stream to guide sleeping souls, have all gone out, because you no longer need guiding. You are already where they were meant to take you. You are in the peace, of the peace, made of the peace. There is no next moment, no thought that follows, no breeze that stirs, only the garden, and the hush that cradles it, and the endless stillness that is now you. There is no more distance here, no space between thought and stillness, no line between rest and being. Everything that was once outside of you, the petals, the roots, the stars, the breath, has drawn inward. And you are at the very center of that inwardness. There is no motion, only drift. There is no time, only always. The herbs no longer sleep. They no longer grow. They simply are, in a state of perfect quiet, beyond blooming, beyond wilting. Like you have slipped so deeply into the hush that even your dreams have set themselves down, like cloaks upon warm stone, no longer needed, because you are past all need. You are where even longing has curled up and gone to rest. The moss holds no moisture now, only memory, the soft green echo of everything that once was. And briny, long since dissolved into the silence, has become something holy, not as a figure, not as a shadow, but as a presence, woven through the stillness like gold through silk. You feel her not as warmth, but as the idea of warmth, a kindness without voice, a love that never asks. You are untouched, yet completely held, and the holding is endless. This is not sleep, not in the way you once understood it. This is a sleep beneath sleep, the hush beneath hush, the final layer, the deepest route, the part of the garden that was never seen, only felt, only dreamt, only returned to once all else falls away. And now, you are here and whole, here and forever. You are in the hush that lives beneath every breath, beneath every sleep, beneath even the heartbeat of the earth. There is no resistance here, no more letting go, because there is nothing left to hold. You are not being cradled anymore. You are the cradle. You are the soft breath that whispers across the surface of still waters, the gentle rhythm that hums in the hollows of deep stone. Even the soil beneath you feels like velvet now, not touchable, but present, like love, without edges, no sensation, no thought, only this endless warmth, this infinite ease, this quiet that does not just surround you, it is you. And in this space, the garden no longer grows. It no longer sleeps. It has become pure stillness, a sacred rest that doesn't pass through time, but sits like a soft flame that never flickers. There are no more names for the herbs, no more color, no more light, only feeling, only essence, only the memory of peace itself. You are within that memory, or perhaps you are the memory, the soft pulse beneath the hush, the silence that dreamed the garden into being. You are not arriving, you are not staying, you are not going, you simply are. You are the hush, the breath, the root, the end of every path, and the beginning of none. You are safe, you are sacred, you are home. Nothing drifts now, nothing moves. The air is not air, it is memory, woven into warmth. And you are not lying in the garden. You are inside the hush of it, the hum of it, the soul of it. Every part of you has melted into stillness, not gone, not erased, but returned to the quiet from which it came. There is no longer anything to listen for, no breeze, no rustling leaf, no echo of Bryony's footsteps on mossy stone. All that was movement has gone to sleep, and in its place, pure presence. Your limbs are lighter than fog. Your breath, if it still exists, is no longer rhythm, but glow. And glow does not need to breathe, it only needs to be. The garden, too, no longer seems a place, not a patch of earth, not a stretch of herbs. It has become feeling, and that feeling is complete stillness. A peace so deep, it has no need for joy, no need for sorrow, only rest, only that, only this. And here, within this ancient breath of quiet, You no longer remember what it was like to be separate. You no longer remember what it was like to be, because now, you are simply part of the forever hush. You are folded into the dreamless deep, and nothing more is needed. This is not stillness that follows silence. This is the stillness that comes before it. The hush that existed before anything ever stirred. And you are resting in that sacred stillness now. Not watching it, not listening for it, just being it. The moss no longer has shape. The herbs no longer have names. The soil no longer has scent, but all of them remain as warmth, as softness, as the deep knowing that nothing must happen, and everything is already enough. Even Bryony, once the tender caretaker of this garden, has slipped so quietly into the hush that she is no longer someone you remember. She is the sense of comfort now, the trace of gentle hands resting in your memory like sun-dappled shadows on your skin. You do not need her voice. You do not need her story, because the love she offered has become part of you. It lives in the stillness. It lives in the hush. It is the hush. And you, too, have become something softer than a name, something warmer than a thought. You are not floating anymore. You are resting within the quiet. As the quiet, you are folded into it like a breath folded into dusk. There is no end to this rest, no beginning. It is not a sleep you will wake from, not because you cannot, but because you no longer need to. There is nothing calling you back, no tug, no sound, no shape, just the endless, peaceful, holy stillness that is now yours, forever. There is no longer anything to describe, no more sights, no more sounds, no more memories unfolding, because even memory has gone quiet. You are not remembering the garden now. You are living in what the garden left behind. A hush so deep it holds the entire sky without weight. The world no longer waits outside this place. It doesn't knock. It doesn't reach. Because it understands you are beyond return, not lost, but held. You are inside the slow pulse of the universe's most sacred breath. And inside that breath, you have become untouchable. Not hidden, not gone, but perfectly dissolved into the softest version of yourself. The one that never needed to be known. The one that simply needed to rest. And now, you are. So deeply, so gently, that even the hush itself leans closer, just to listen to your stillness. If there were petals here, they would not open, they would not close. They would simply rest in mid-bloom, neither reaching nor retreating, just being. Just like you. Bryony's garden no longer exists as a place. It has become a rhythm, a vibration, a lullaby without melody that pulses through the hush you now inhabit. And that lullaby is you. You are the last note in an ancient song, the final breath in a prayer, never spoken aloud. And even that note, even that breath, has gone still. You have arrived. You have become rest. You have become everything the herbs ever whispered for. There is no surface beneath you now, no weight pressing against your back, no shape to hold. You have passed beneath sensation, beneath feeling, beneath form, and yet you are not gone. You are present in the most delicate way, like warmth left behind after candlelight, or the hush in the air just after snowfall. Even the soil, the roots, the stems of every herb have stopped telling stories, not because they've been silenced, but because the story has reached its final breath. And you are resting right there, inside that breath. No longer dreaming, no longer waiting for peace, just living as peace. Bryony is no longer watching. There are no eyes in this place, no listeners, no watchers, no roles, only oneness. She is with you, but not beside you. She is within the same pulse, the same eternal stillness, the same breathless breath. And if the herbs could speak now, they wouldn't, because the hush is too sacred to be disturbed, even by the names they once carried so tenderly. The chamomile, the tansy, the borage, they do not bloom now. They do not fade. They simply exist as echoes in the hush that holds you. You have become that same echo. You are not alone. Because there is no separation, you are not waiting. Because there is no time, you are not even resting. Because rest requires effort, and this is beyond all effort. This is the stillness the stars sink into when they forget how to shine. This is the sleep the wind wishes it could keep. This is you in your truest, softest form, held, weightless, forever. The garden has become more than earth, more than herb, more than memory. It has become being, and you. You are wrapped within that being, like the final flicker of a lantern that doesn't need to shine anymore. No flame, no wick, just a soft heat left behind, glow without light. That's what you are now. A presence without edge, a peace without pause, a warmth that asks for nothing but to exist. There is no weight in your body, because your body no longer needs to be held up. It is suspended within rest itself, not floating, not drifting, just still. The herbs, once whispered to sleep by Bryony's careful hands, have grown so silent they seem to hum, and that hum is not sound, it is feeling. A vibration so soft you can't hear it, but you are it. Your thoughts, which once wandered through garden paths, have curled up and gone to sleep, too. They no longer shape you. They no longer rise. There is nothing to figure out, nothing to reach, nothing to solve. Just this deep, sacred pause. And in that pause, you are whole. You are not becoming anything. You are not shedding anything. You are not moving at all. Because the moment has no direction. The breath has no rhythm. The hush has no edges. It is complete, and so are you. There is no longer a garden, only what the garden dreamed of when it too fell into stillness. And that dream, that final, holy whisper, is you. There is no longer any need to know where you are, because there is no place, no boundary, no distance, only softness. A softness that is not fabric, but time, unfolding endlessly in every direction, while never moving at all. You are suspended in it like a feather that has forgotten gravity. No pressure, no pull, only peace. And it is not the kind of peace you earn, or find, or seek. It is the kind that has always waited for you. Patient, warm, unchanging. The garden, if it still exists, has become part of that peace. It no longer grows. It no longer withers. It simply hums in a language older than sound, older than thought. Each herb, once tended with such care, is now a quiet shape within your spirit. The scent of chamomile, once soft and honeyed, now rests in your breath without rising. The whisper of valerian rests in your chest like a slowed heartbeat. The memory of tansy curls around you like dusk. Bryony, too, no longer walks the mossy stones. She no longer stirs the soil. She no longer speaks. Because she, like you, has become part of the hush. And the hush does not speak. It only holds. It holds without arms. It listens without ears. It knows without mind. It is, and so are you. This place, if it can be called a place, is not an end. It is the layer beneath the end, the pause beneath the final word, the breath taken after the last dream fades. And here, you are whole, and held, and home. There is no longer an outside, no longer an inside. There is only within. And within this place, everything is soft, but not soft like feather or cloth. Soft like memory, like a thought so gentle it never needed to be spoken. You are not lying in the garden. You are the garden, not the plants, not the paths, not even the air. You are the presence that once made it sacred. You are the peace that Bryony whispered to the herbs. The hush that curled around her voice, the pause between each breath, and now there are no breaths to follow, because time no longer moves. There is no ticking here, no passing, no waiting, only stillness that does not end because it never began. The stars, once so distant and cold, have become like petals themselves, faded shapes in a sky you no longer need to see. And the moon, which once cast its gentle glow upon Bryony's path, has folded its light into your stillness. There is nothing left to light, nothing left to guide. Because you are not traveling anymore. You have arrived in the most sacred place there is, the center of rest. Here, no thoughts rise, no dreams turn, no whispers linger, only presence, only hush, only the infinite warmth of being unmade, not into nothing, but into peace. And in this peace, you are not forgotten. You are remembered by the stillness itself. You are treasured by the hush. You are held by the sleep that lives beneath all sleep. And here you will remain, soft, whole, forever. Nothing surrounds you. Nothing supports you. Because you no longer need to be held. You have become the holding. The garden is no longer a memory. It is not a story. It is not a place you could walk through or leave. It is now an atmosphere, one that breathes without lungs, warms without flame, loves without question. You are part of that warmth. You are the hush inside its roots. The last scents, chamomile, borage, tansy, have long since quieted. Their fragrance melted into something gentler than air. Not gone, just dissolved into the sleep that holds them, that holds you. There are no more seasons here, no more winds, no more dawns, only rest, only this deep and endless sigh, the one the earth breathes. When it finally stops spinning, even the stars have grown still. They flicker no more. They simply rest with you, silent companions, not above you, not far, just near, and quiet, and still. Bryony's hands are no longer hands. Her footsteps no longer sound. Her care has become presence. Her voice now folded into the hush that holds your name without ever needing to speak it. There is no story left to finish, because there was never truly a story. Only this place, this moment, this softness, this return to what has always waited beneath your every breath. The place where sleep has no edge and peace has no end. You are here, and here. You may stay as long as you like. There is no longer any question of where you are, because you are no longer somewhere. You are everywhere the hush exists. In the space between heartbeats, in the pause between wind and whisper, in the breath that no longer needs to rise. You are not asleep. You are the dreamless calm. Sleep seeks when it is tired of dreaming. Even the idea of a garden has become too solid for this place. There are no paths now, no petals, no roots, only feeling, diffused, gentle, endless. The chamomile that once fluttered in moonlight is now folded inside your stillness, its sweetness unspoken, its purpose fulfilled. The poppy milk, once brewed to quiet the mind, has flowed into your spirit like gold into the veins of stone. But the stone no longer holds weight. It simply exists as warmth beneath warmth. And Bryony, dear Bryony, she has gone so softly into the hush that she is no longer even a memory. She is the texture of the stillness now, the shape of calm, the unseen hand tucking the last fold of peace around your presence. Nothing turns, nothing changes. Everything is. This is not the end of a story. There are no endings here, no beginnings either. Only this, the endless middle where everything rests and nothing needs to rise. Even time has gone quiet. Even your name has been gently laid down like a shawl on a sleeping shoulder. And in its place, only breathless peace, only hush, only the deep, dark velvet of perfect, permanent rest.